We are a little over 2 weeks from the election, and so far, all indications show that Kamala Harris might actually become the next president of the United States. I don't really trust the polls, I trust what I see. The record numbers of people voting early is outstanding. But that's not what I want to talk about, at least not now. What I really want to talk about is the fact that Donald Trump, he's coming after us. Now, this isn't me threatening you. This isn't me being paranoid or hyperbole. This is the truth because he has said so. But more on that in a few moments. I want to talk about, first off, a former White House aide to Vice President Mike Pence, the then Vice President Mike Pence, a woman named Olivia Trolley. I'm sorry if I got the name incorrect, but she in an interview with CNN News actually said some very serious things that all of you need to hear, that all of you need to understand. This is what Donald Trump wants to do to this country, and he has already said over and over again that he wants to do this. I'm reading from this interview with Olivia with CNN. I walked through the grounds outside the White House that day. Donald suggested we shoot protesters and Americans. I had friends in that square with their families. They were peacefully protesting. Now, in that square obviously means the day that Donald Trump, as president, wanted to shoot the protesters who were unarmed and peaceful outside the White House at Lafayette Square, protesting, of course, the killing of George Floyd. He didn't kill him, mind you. He just gassed them. So he can walk across the square, take a Bible, stand in front of a church, and hold it up like he was Adolf Hitler. Moving on, the former Pence advisor warned potential Trump voters to consider the Republican presidential nominee's recent campaign claim that he will sic the military on enemies from within, quote unquote, and not to assume that he means only migrants. This is quoting her. What he's really talking about is anyone who actually presents an existential threat against him, whether it's the media, whether it's Americans, whether it's protesters. It's really just authoritarian tendencies. Now, this was, that old saying of when someone shows you what they are, believe them. So we have proof that Donald Trump wanted blood while he was president because they were protesting the killing of George Floyd. He didn't, like I said before, he didn't kill him. He just gassed him. And it only gets worse. Now let's fast forward to a couple of days ago. Fox News had their town hall with mostly Republican women, no matter what Fox News wants to tell you, with Harris Faulkner, the token black woman on Fox News. Now, the sick, twisted part about this is that Harris Faulkner, she tried to give Donald Trump an out. She tried to give Donald Trump an out over those comments that he made with Maria Bartiromo, another Fox News sycophant. She tried to give him an out. Say, you didn't mean it this way. I didn't mean to say this. I didn't really say it like that. But he doubled down on it. Play the clip.
And Kamala Harris is playing some comments that you made to Maria Bartiromo on Sunday. I don't know if you've seen this.
No.
And they're using your words to say that you are not for crime and keeping particularly women safe in ads. I want to take a look at what you said and just tell me, let's watch it.
If we have to.
Yeah.
We have two enemies. We have the outside enemy, and then we have the enemy from within. And the enemy from within, in my opinion, is more dangerous than China, Russia, and all these countries, because if you have a smart president, he can handle them pretty easily. But the thing that's tougher to handle are these lunatics that we have inside, like Adam Schiff. I call him the enemy from within.
Mr. President, Kamala Harris has said you sounded unhinged and unchecked power is in our future. What do you
I don't
say
know. I
about
thought it was
that?
a nice presentation. I wasn't unhinged. You know what they are? They're a party of sound bites. Somebody asked me, can they be brought together? You know, I never thought, really, I wasn't thinking like they could, because they're very, very different. And it is the enemy from within, and they're very dangerous. They're Marxists and communists and fascists, and they're sick. I use a guy like Adam Schiff because they made up the Russia hoax. It took 2 years to solve the problem. Absolutely nothing was done wrong, et cetera, et cetera. They're dangerous for our country. We have China, we have Russia, we have all these countries. If you have a smart president, they can all be handled. The more difficult are, the Pelosi's, these people, they're so sick. And they're so evil. If they would spend their time trying to make America great again, it would be so easy to make this country great. But when I heard about that, they were saying I was like threatening. I'm not threatening anybody. They're the ones doing the threatening. They do phony investigations. I've been investigated more than Alphonse Capone. He was the greatest gangster. No, it's true. No, but think of it. It's called weaponization of government. It's terrible.
Why are people voting for this man? Why are you in the MAGA supporting this man? This man is a lunatic. This man is going to get someone killed. In fact, he's already gotten people killed. He wants blood. That's non-negotiable when it comes to someone like him. It's gone beyond saying what you need to say just to get elected, just to get votes. This guy wants blood. He wants vengeance. He lost the election 4 years ago, and he knew he did. He tried to push a terrorist attack on this country, and it failed. To try to overturn the election results, it failed. This guy wants blood. And I'm sorry if I sound paranoid no, actually I'm not sorry. Because this is not being said enough in this country. We see what Donald Trump is. We see what Donald Trump represents. And we see what Donald Trump will do. If this woman who interviewed with CNN didn't convince you, if Donald Trump's own mouth doesn't convince you, what will? Does he really have to kill someone? Does he really have to shoot someone on Fifth Avenue, as he said in his campaign 4 years ago? I'm sorry, 8 years ago? Does he really have to do something like that for you to get your heads out of your asses and see this man for what he is? A would-be dictator and a wannabe mass murderer. Fox News gave the man a way out of those comments that he said, and he doubled down on them. I'm sorry I keep repeating myself on this, but I find it so frustrating. And no, actually, I find it so frightening that people are still going to vote for this man, knowing what he represents and knowing what the true plot is. The Republican Party knows that Donald Trump's not going to last, mentally or physically. So they're going to replace him in advance, and he will enact Project 2025, and this country will die. That is not a conspiracy theory. That is the facts. Because any sane person would look at Donald Trump and see that he is sick, physically and mentally. Any sane person with a brain would look at Donald Trump and say, there's something wrong with that man upstairs. You guys, you in the media have spent so much time and resources about Joe Biden and his decline. I would rather take Joe Biden declining than Donald Trump, because Joe Biden never threatened me or anyone else in this country. Donald Trump has multiple times, and he has doubled down on those threats. When are you going to stop? When are you going to pull your head out of Donald Trump's ass and see the man for what he is? A criminal, a would-be dictator, and a wannabe mass murderer. He's telling you what he wants to do. Open your ears and listen. Actually, I wanted to make another announcement. In the last couple of days, I've been participating in Twitter spaces with like-minded people like me, Democrats and people who just love freedom and love this country. People who don't shy away from the truth of what this country is and what this country can be and what this country will be if Donald Trump takes over. I've had the opportunity of getting to know some very amazing people there. And it's about time I did the same thing. Now, I have my YouTube channel here. I have my Facebook page and everything. I have my Twitter account, my TikTok account. But it's time for me to take it to the next level. So tomorrow at 10:30 a.m., before all the football starts, now, excuse me, I should say 10:30 a.m. Eastern time, because I'm in the East, I'm going to do a Twitter space, and everyone is invited. Everyone who loves this country is invited. Harris supporters, even Donald Trump supporters. But I will tell you this, and I want you all to listen to me very carefully. I will not tolerate disrespect on that space. And this is not going just only to the Donald Trump supporters. This is going for the Harris supporters as well. I will not tolerate any kind of disrespect. If I see any disrespect, I will mute you. I'm not playing games with that. The time for games is over. Donald Trump has already made clear what kind of man he is. We need to make sure that we make it clear what kind of Americans we are. Michelle Obama said, when they go low, we go high. Donald Trump supporters know nothing but low. We need to reach for the sky. That rhymes. But in all seriousness, at 10:30 tomorrow, as in Saturday, October the 19th, 10:30 Eastern time, I'll be starting a space. And my first topic will be the people posting that they're voting for Kamala Harris or Donald Trump or anyone else. And you'll get my details on that in the space at the time. Thank you all, and I hope that you join me. 10:30 a.m. Eastern time. And the space will last for 1 hour and 30 minutes because I know a lot of people out there are college football fans. I'm a college football fan, although my Ohio State Buckeyes are on a bye week. 10:30 tomorrow a.m. Eastern time. I hope you join me. I'm going to do it anyway, even if I'm recording to myself, and I will be placing that recording with everyone's permission, not only on Twitter X, but here on YouTube. I hope I get your permission if you participate, and I hope you do participate. Thank you all. God bless. CTP, know the truth. God bless. Peace to the left, justice to the right.